Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. Today, we welcome to the program George Wight with Tokenizz. George, welcome to Media Champions.
No, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for saying yes, and thanks for what you do, sir. You work in institutional grade security token offerings. Describe for us what it's like to be in that world and how you're trying to connect with the people out there that need to be connected.
Well, it's an amazing time. The market has gone through lots of different corrections, and many of the things that are very similar to what happened in the dot-com era is they've changed dramatically because of maybe abuse of the system or some of the things we see when we deal with more of a regulated security is lack of compliance. And more important than anything is what we're doing now is getting the message out there using the advanced mechanisms such as these type of broadcasts.
Well, we love what we do because we think knowledge is power. So, again, thank you for saying yes. Let's talk about where you see the trends in marketing in the next couple of years, especially with what you do for a living, because that changes on a dime, pardon the pun, and so does marketing. I mean, just like you and I are talking right now, that quickly, it's changing that fast.
Everything right now is driven by advanced marketing and data collection. And then we live in the era of sort of like a celebrity CEO has a bigger, better chance of getting to the front of the class with a celebrity type product. So, one of the fundamentals we see is the ability to get out there and tell the story through as many possible mechanisms as possible. And it's only becoming more and more important because the message can change intraday now.
When you find companies that need to have the story put out there in your line of work, why is it a good idea for them to partner with subject matter experts, even if they have that internal department of marketing or media to do it? It's still a good idea that they partner for a lot of reasons why.
No matter how big the mastery of this subject, you need more contacts, more points of contacts, and more experts. So, whether it's a token style security offering or a broadcast or a product, the idea is to get that information out to as many qualified people as possible. So, you can't go wrong by expanding your horizons with new contacts. And all advertising and marketing relies on repetition, reach, and frequency. And it's just vital to keep the story going. There's so much noise out there right now. You can't help but keep the heat on your subject matter.
And there are so many different avenues that you can take for putting that out there. How do you best describe for clients, customers, organizations, businesses where they should go? Because there are so many different avenues that they can take, and it's not just about reaching the masses. You have to reach qualified masses and people that are actually going to respond to what you're putting out there.
Internally, we call it a champagne fountain. It has to start with wherever your message resides. So it's got to pour down and trickle down over all the glasses and fill every single one of them up. So what we've learned to do is start to focus on what's become Web 3.0 or the metaverse world. That seems to have become the top of the heap. But in our historic practice, it's all about regular television, good old fashioned broadcast television. And that creates validation. That television has to command the customer to do the next thing, which is go click and conduct some commerce of some kind, whether it's go to a website, hit an app, or go look at something specific that person, that advertiser is going to put, maybe even in a broadcast QR code. So the flow has got to trickle down over and over again to where you want it to go.
How important is it to have that content be as creative as possible, especially when you're dealing with numbers? Because Numbers are kind of boring. Numbers are needed, they're important, but you have to have the creativity, especially if you're dealing in television, for example. You have to have that memorable moment. What's it like to be able to create that?
Well, it's half the fun, right? It's we the joke I say with all my producers is we still have to sell the soap. Somebody has still got to be selling something. So you have to create compelling content. And the evolution of the way content development is gone is branded narrative and product placement, and now ultra short form below 3 minutes. So you have to get that branded narrative in there. If I'm pitching Tokenizz and I want to keep repeating the word tokenize and getting people to go to a website, it's working it into the equation of the conversation, but also into the narrative so it may be less obvious. So it's an art form. It's a beautiful art form. It's more important now than it ever has been. In the old days, it was the soap opera breaking into a soap commercial. Now it's a little bit more creative and precise in a digital format. So it's all about using your technologies to deliver your message and get that one click to commerce golden nugget everybody's after.
That's right. And everybody's after the golden nuggets. And boy, have we come a long way, baby. George, we are out of time. I knew it would go by fast. Thank you for your subject matter expertise. And do come back and let's continue the discussion.
Absolutely our pleasure. We'll keep it coming. No problem. Thank you.
Thank thank you, George. Thank you to the folks at Tokenize for what you do. And if you guys want to be connected to George and the folks at Tokenize, we can help you do that. Find them by finding us right here at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you next time for more Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.